Hi everyone, hope you're having a good morning. I'm here with my olive trees, my little grove of olives that I've got here. There's about 10 of them. I've got to take a couple out. I got a bit excited here. I planted too many too close, but nevertheless we've got plenty of time to dig any out if we need to. In the meantime, I still need to shape them. So we've been speaking about fruit trees, pruning your fruit trees, and even talking about a little bit on the lemon or citrus trees for pruning. Time to prune your olive trees as well. Now these have taken off tremendously well. I've got some down in the paddock and they're a lot smaller. Well, not a lot smaller. Well, probably half the size. They're a lot more exposed to the elements, the cold elements, so that's why they're taking a bit longer to grow. And even the ones around the dam are a little bit smaller by comparison. So these are well protected, and hence why they're putting on more growth. A little bit to do with the soil as well. Every soil varies. We did a bit of top up here. You can see I really haven't finished topping up this area. It's quite undulating, isn't it? Looks like a bit of a swale going on there. So that's the cooch growing through it, and I'm going to top this up anyway. The grass will grow through again, so I'm not too concerned about how uneven it is, but more concerned about the olives. Now this has been pruned back once. When I first put them in, they were half the size, probably half as many leaves on them. See all that new growth there? That growth there now is because I pruned it back here last year sometime. Now we've got all this multiple growth going on, and again here, more growth coming on. What I'm trying to do here is open it up. So what I need to do, because think about this now, this tree is only this big. I want it to be at least twice the height, 2 meters, 2 and a bit meters tall. No taller than that really, but I want it to be at least 3 meters round in diameter. So these branches need to come out to here somewhere for me. Now for them to get here, all this has to become the structural branch or the structural integrity of the tree. Hence this, as it thickens up, is not going to be producing fruit down here for me. The fruit's going to come out over here somewhere. So when I prune a plant back, and for those of you who think I'm hacking into my trees, I'm not. I'm actually training my trees from young. I need them to be established. I'm sacrificing any potential fruit that I may get early on because I want to get the shape right from the beginning, not after I started harvesting and saying, that's great, but now the tree's out of shape. Now I've got to cut it all the way back again after I've spent 4 or 5 years allowing it to grow. So what we do here, because I want an open vase shape, and that's the topic about here, open vase, I'm going to cut anything that's facing inwards. I don't want it inwards. And remember also, anything growing straight up will produce no or little fruit on it. Nothing will come out of this, very little. So if you've got an olive tree that's growing straight up and you haven't seen an olive on it for years, maybe flowers, it's because it won't produce on that level. It really grows, and I call them male branches. They're suckers that go up like water shoots. They don't do anything. It's like a citrus tree, the same thing. Cut them out. All the horizontal branching or the lateral branches that you get, it doesn't have to be perfectly horizontal. It can have a slight angle on it, but anything that grows outwards is where you're going to get the better production of it. You've seen espalier trees, they produce much more fruit because they're horizontally grown, trained in that direction. So we're going to do the same here. Metho and water, spray your tools, always like that. I'll spray both of them. Put that in the pocket up here. And now, general rule of thumb, anything growing in, take it out. That's growing in. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Here, let's work all the little stuff so we can see where we're going. This is growing in again. I don't need that. That's growing in. I don't need that. That's growing in. I don't need that. That's growing in. I don't need that. This is growing in. I don't need that. That's growing straight up. I'm getting there. That's growing straight up. That's useless to me. I can probably prune it back down to here and take the inside branches out like that and keep going all the way around. That's growing out of the way. Look at this, they're going to cross over. Ultimately, if they grow together, they're going to be rubby. So that doesn't need to be there. That can become a branch. Now, how many structural branches do I want? 1, 2, what the hell? Oh, look, our sheep. Say hello. This is Mr. Milky. Hello. Yes, Cara, behave. Okay, now Cara's playing, she thinks she's a sheepdog, Cara. Hey, Mr. Milky, how you going? Leave it alone. It's all wet. Stop licking it. All right, let's get back to the topic. So I've cut some branches back already. Now, have a look at the 3 tiers I've got going on here. I've got one here, I've got another one here, and I've got another one there. Now, too many. That's growing straight up. That's not that well. Actually, out of the 3, that's probably the best one. So I'm going to take that off to there like that, and down here, let's have a look. Do I need that? No, I don't. That's too low. That's too low. That's my branch. I've got a branch here, or I can train this one across. That's a nice sturdy branch. That can grow out. That can grow out. I might be able to keep that, but and if I want to train that, that has to come out to this direction. So as these grow up, yeah, that's a good branch. It's really low, but that's a good branch. I don't need that piece there. It's a decision now. What do? Do we take that one off? That's what it looks like. Or do we take that one off? Or do we, yeah, that one there, train that there. You know, at the end of the day, take these ones. I know they're not going to be any good. So even I struggle sometimes to make a decision, folks. I'm not quite ready to decide. I've got a shoot coming off here. It's about the same height. That's okay. Let's see how that performs. We've got plenty of time on this. What we need to do is thin out some of this. They're going to cross over, no good. That's nice, get rid of that middle one. We don't need that one. And we've got that one there. All right, so we're getting there. You can see the structure, 1, 2, take the tips off. Just a tip prune, because every time you tip prune, it multiplies. And then you get a better structure out of that. Tip prune, again. Actually, if I really think about it, that's useless down here. As much as I like it, it's a nice shape, but it's not going to give me the shape that I want overall. And that one there, tip prune. I've done that one, do it again. And take this one a bit back. All right. That's an open vase young tree. It's giving it structural integrity, stability. Yeah, not every tree is going to be perfect, but it's better than that, and especially that over there. And see how it's growing on the one side over here. Look at this. See how it's growing on the one side in this direction? The northerly wind's always blowing this way, so it struggles to grow. It's almost like it's rubbing against the fence line here. That's why it's growing that way. So we've got to do the same with these plants here. Take the centers out. That's gone. Look at this. This is going to be fun. You're not going to recognize this. Like that. Take that out. Last one before we end this little segment, just to give you the final look on that. That's too tall. Get rid of that. Take that back. Yes, Jack, I'm coming to play. I've been summoned to play. All right, folks. Well, if you look at this compared to last year, it's back almost to the same size. But honestly, last year, these branches here were wispy little branches like that, even softer. They weren't hardening off yet. They were really soft wood. And they were this tall. The tree was this tall, straight up. No good to me. I've cut it back to here, you can see, to here last year. This one's a new one, to here last year. We've got all this new growth coming on, but more importantly, we've got a stronger structure here. This is a lot more sturdier. It's starting to take its shape. I've got to stake this down because the wind's blowing it over, so it's always going to be there. So that's going to get staked down to here. And as these thicken up, next year, we're not going to be cutting it as hard. We're going to be thinning it out again, but next springtime or summertime, when it does grow out to here, because I can guarantee you, this will be up here in about 6 to 9 months. I'm going to be cutting it back to this shape, but these will be twice as thick in diameter, and we'll have a better structure here to work it on. So by the 3rd year, 4th year, because that's what it takes, folks, if you want fruit straight away, don't touch your trees. Just sit there, plant them in the ground, sit back on the lounge chair and watch them grow out of shape. Give you lots of fruit, but completely out of control. They can grow to the sky and you'll have lots of canopy. That's great if that's what you want, but if you want to shape them, you've got to sacrifice a couple of years of pruning at least, maybe 3 years. Now, once you've done that, get ready to give them a good feed. I'm just looking around because the others need a good prune too. Look at that, it's straight up in the sky. If I don't prune that, that's going to hit 6 meters in a couple of years and do nothing for me. Don't worry about the weeds and the capeweed underneath. That's a short-term problem. That's not a long-term problem. That's easily fixed. It's not affecting the trees at all. So prune your trees and fertilise. And calcium is a big must for olive trees. They love it. If you've got a Kalamata, jumbo Kalamata, black grid is the secret to success in getting beautiful fruit on your olive trees. Think about where they're grown. Limestone country, Greece, Italy, Spain. Here we've got very much acidic soil, so we need to bring the acidity level, raise the pH, and black grid is the way to do it. Check it all out on our website, vasiliesgarden.com, and if you're watching it just as we've uploaded it, tune into 3AW Radio with me, Darren James, talking gardening like you did yesterday yesterday morning, we're on again this morning, and we've got some great specials to give away. Well, not give away, discount that is on our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. Black Grit, 65% off, and a secret code, which is the word secret. You get another discount on top of everything already reduced. From me, Vasili, Maresi, get out there and prune your trees.